a poison.
Game number 6 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals, and for the first time, it is an elimination game. 60 minutes away are the Orangeville Northmen from perhaps booking a ticket to Coquitlam. Mimico Mountaineers need a good 60 minutes to book a ticket back to Orangeville. Matthew Carrick alongside Jonathan Donville and the JVI Sports Network as we bring you back to this Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals that's been spectacular to this point. Back here in Mimico, this is where the Mountaineers wanted to be. What do they have to do here in 60 minutes, Donville, to force Game 7 tomorrow?
Matty, 9 graduating players in the lineup tonight. This is the last game they'll ever play at Mimico Arena, no matter what happens. I expect a very strong effort. I think the key is a fast start for Mimico. That's how they've had success in Mimico Arena throughout the finals and against Peterborough. They got out to quick starts, controlled the tempo early, got this crowd, which is massive, behind them. The longer this stays close, the longer it favors Orangeville. I think part of that as well, if you can get out on Orangeville, maybe they start to look towards Game 7. The longer the Northmen stay in it, that's better for Orangeville.
Some shoving at the line between Elijah Edwards and Justin Tavares, but we are underway. Mimico, the home side, wearing their double blue uniforms, going left to right here in period number 1, away from Nate Whittam. It is Connor O'Toole, as you would expect for the Orangeville Northmen.
Expect Dudemain and Finn Thompson, the fifth-year guys, to really come out hard, right? Just the 4 goals, obviously offensively, is where they need to improve from the last game.
Here's Waters. He'll take it over the top. Looked like he had a shot, did not take it. Continues to wheel around, and the first touch is a big rebound, and it's in! Finn Thompson nearly on cue.
The playoffs, Matty, are about the little things, and it's a missed box out by the Northmen. Waters gets not a great look at the end of the clock. He's just putting it on, and Orangeville starts to think about transition before they box out. Thompson picks it up, goes for that twister, a great angle by Gary, our camera guy, and we are out to an explosive start.
Movement called here at the blue line. And let me tell you, this place is absolutely ram-packed here tonight. No parking at all. God bless anybody who wants to do late shopping at No Frills tonight. Because everything from here down to the lake is taken. Liam Matthews hit hard there. That bops the ball free. And Mimico will come out again.
McDonnell's got to be careful here. Good job beating the press, but they can't connect the pass. Look out, Deer's on the break.
They were looking for Aiden McDonnell. It's Jaden Ciapera that will get it back to number 91, who has been a walking highlight reel here in this final series. We'll see what he's got in his bag of tricks tonight, if it continues or not. Tries a traditional outside shot in his first touch, and it bounces off of Whittam and out of play.
It's been the highlight reel, but also just the production. Several hat tricks already in the series. Deer has been on an absolute heater for the Northmen. They obviously will hope that continues.
So is this man a heater all season. Joey Spallina races on, and Dylan Sanderson got run over. They're going to call Angus McDonnell. By the way, your officiating crew, Ian Garrison, Chris Williams, and I believe Mark Thompson.
Repeat possession now for the Northmen. Tired defense. This is where goals tend to be scored.
Trey Deer tried the toe drag, takes a traditional shot again, and Whittam makes that save, but Owen Ron will chase it down to the boards for a fresh 30 seconds.
Still a tired defense here.
Spallina to Dylan Sanderson. No Cam Sanderson, the 21-year-old tonight. No changes for either side, by the way. It's Trey Deer still with it. Drags, takes to the crease, and going to put himself in the net this time. Those don't count. Called for the crease violation.
I'm not sure how he missed Whittam and got the full goal there. But either way, a good stop by the Mimico defense on an extended triple possession here. And they got to get this thing cleared cleanly and try to play some offense.
I've just stopped guessing how Trey Deer does a lot of the things he does.
Another press by Bowen here as Mimico's really having trouble getting it towards the offensive side of the floor.
Dante Bowen has really stepped up here in this final series. You'll see him on Finn Thompson tonight, it looked like there, which when he's shifted off, one guy or the other, that's opened up either Finn Thompson or Lucas Dudemain. Story to watch. Here's Liam Matthews. Up top for Spallina. He'll go to the outside. Bowie Horseman. Under 10 to shoot. Back in through the middle. Matthews has to spin back away from pressure. got a weak shot in on Whittam, who makes sure there's no rebound.
Yeah, and there's Matthews lurking, and another turnover here. So more defensive possessions after the goal, first possession goal from Mimico. They've been on defense for the rest of the game.
A pass caught between two Mimico players, and Bowen was lurking once again.
The problem with the press, too, is now the defense is even more fresh for Orangeville.
Spalina on the run, downhill, and that's worst case scenario for Mimico.
Yeah, just the dam was going to break eventually here. Too many missed passes in transition. Basically 2.5, 3 minutes of straight defense here. Spalina gets going downhill, gets around Begley, and just Twister gets Whittam off that pipe. A good finish for him. Was on an unbelievable pace. As we're seeing another infraction here on the faceoff. I'm not sure what the calls are exactly, but we've seen one go against each team. There's still players on the floor when that one was called.
Edwards and Tavares have been at each other on the near restraining line for us. Right side of your screen, next faceoff. Here's Moran Weeks through the middle. His shot. O'Toole saw it the entire way. It was down even before he released it.
Yeah, that's a grade A look, though, for Moran Weeks, and that is where he scores the bulk of his goals, right in front of the net. Got to find him on rebounds, got to find him on cuts. He's going to score from the middle of the net.
He is a 21-year-old player, as is most of the offense here for Mimico. They'll be looking to make lots of changes next year. Here's Spalina, another 21-year-old with back-to-back goals.
This is a great sign for the Northmen. Spalina's been on a heater all playoffs, but just doing more goal scoring in the first two series, a little bit more of a feeder. This is what Orangeville wants to see. Comes around the top, gets it through the 5-hole, and after a disastrous start for Orangeville, the two quick ones put them right back in the driver's seat.
And it's Joey Spalina, the OJLL points leader, putting his team on his back. Sean Costigan trying to split the defense. Hobbs gives him a cross check. And it's either him or Angus McDonnell going to go off for the first penalty. So momentum on the side of Orangeville going to continue here.
McDonnell's going to go. A good double team here by Hobbs and McDonnell on Costigan, who kind of runs himself into a little bit of trouble. They're going to get him on the numbers here. I think it might be high stick, actually, is the call. So first power play here for the Northmen. And they're going with the strong right look, a little bit different. Typically, Matthews runs the power play, strong right look. Look for Joey Spalina to really be a shooter in these scenarios.
Back-to-back goals, looking for the natural hat trick. Here's Sanderson from the corner. Mimico steps up and makes sure that Spalina can't shoot. Still creates space, turns and finds Trey Deer where he always is, right in front of the crease.
Yeah, different styles, but same kind of player, Moran Weeks and Deer. They score a lot of dirty goals around the net. Very good on the forecheck, very good off rebounds.
On the run, Lucas Dudemain found space in his sidearm shot, handled by O'Toole.
Yeah, a couple good-looking saves for O'Toole now. That last possession, Moran Weeks was a nice save. That's a good look by Dudemain. After the crazy hot start through the first 3 games, Dudemain has cooled off just a little bit. Everyone was cold in that last game, the 4-goal effort. So getting him going big for Mimico.
Deer to Spalina. Playing catch. She comes right back up, and that one looked like it was off the side of the net. Yes, they do get the reset as Spalina gets it again.
Though. Sorry, Matty.
All good. Deer has it back again. And Spalina faked the shot a couple times, and Whittam off to his right, knocked it into the corner, bounces right back to Mimico.
Mimico might have trailers here. Yeah, there's Thompson.
They love to push transition. Finn Thompson coming in. Got hit after the shot, but O'Toole had made the stop already.
Yeah, a little bit of Cuse-on-Cuse crime there. Spalina getting Thompson right as he shot. A little bit of chatter afterwards, too. These guys will go back to being teammates here in a couple weeks, but for now, still rivals as there's another penalty now coming to Mimico.
O'Toole either didn't get the call or didn't realize, and unsportsmanlike bench penalty. Thompson running off. I wonder if it was his.
This is going to be the shot from Finn. Going to see him get stood up at the end of this by Spalina.
Whew. I wonder if he thought that was high, perhaps,
Not sure.
And said something to the official, but Either way, Thompson in the box. 13 seconds still remaining in the initial penalty. Ciapero will act as the safety valve up top, making this effectively a 4-on-3. Horseman shot off to Gurry and out of play.
Good eat, don't rub it.
It will reset the shot clock though. 6 minutes into this period, 2-1. Orangeville, both goals off the stick of this man Spallina. First penalty has expired. Traditional power play now for Orangeville. Matthews to Spallina. They'll make a change at the bench. Jackman about to come into the set. That changes formation, putting Matthews up top. His shot handled by Whittam.
Yeah, interesting there. That's that strong left power play, different than when Spallina's running. So 2 different looks already by Orangeville. We'll see which one they stick with, but it starts with getting a stop. We've seen a lot of shorties, a shorthanded goal that is, in these playoffs. So you got to get a stop, and Mimico's been aggressive to start, as they should be.
The defense chant from the Orangeville faithful, who are here in full force. As the pass comes across to Dudemain, little sidestep, get past Edwards, and another one that O'Toole found.
Yeah, another good save by O'Toole. Mimico's had pretty good looks every possession down the floor, just with the penalties and the turnovers. Haven't had an opportunity to play enough offense here, but offense looking good when they have it for the Mountaineers.
I feel like we've been saying that all playoffs, that
Sure.
O'Toole, when it's been a good look, has been at the back end. Here's Spallina, hard shot off Whittam. It bounces here to Mimico, and Jordan Vincent in his way. Being chased down by a Horseman. Not going to get there.
Two the score now. Just over 7 minutes into the game. All 4 goals scored by Syracuse players. Finn Thompson gets the first, Spallina gets the next 2. Jordan Vincent comes in now with the 4th. Mimico is going to push in every scenario, including the shorthanded scenario. Just like I said, we've seen a lot of shorthanded goals. He gets out, good outlet pass, goes for that twister. He's having a great series, aggressive on ball, and he's always looking to go, and he scores some big goals. Typically scores his big goals, by the way, in this building. As another face-off infraction. I'm not sure what the call is here.
Have we had a clean one all game? I don't know.
Just the first one.
He's going to give it to Alex Roussel and Mimico, and they can take the rest of the penalty down. Only 15 seconds remaining. Mark Waters outside.
My guess, without knowing, is that the face-off guys are lining up illegally, and that's how they want to fix. They're either coming too clamped over the ball, or maybe they're coming in on the line. They're doing something to create an advantage, and the referees are trying to mitigate that. That's my guess.
Roussel over the top. We had the same officiating crew for game 5 and 4. Mark Thompson's been out a couple games, so is Chico. First one we're seeing, I think, all season for Ian Garrison. Justin Lee to Waters. Moran Weeks will set the screen. It comes back to Moran Weeks. His shot handle. That's a great look for Mimico.
What a save again. Most every shift down on this end of the floor has been a good look. Great 2-man game by Waters and Moran Weeks, and a really good save by O'Toole again.
Here's Spallina. Does the Syracuse trend continue? He'll go back across, looking for Matthews. Spallina shoots through traffic, wide. Will come back to center. Spallina chasing it. It is over and back. He thought the shot clock went. Definitely looked like shoulder from Bryden Pitt.
Yeah, that's a good no call from our angle.
Yeah, Ciapera came over to say hello to Pitt. Meanwhile, Dudemain got the reset. They work it back again, and bouncer just quite couldn't find the 5-hole. Justin Tavares now taking the near side.
Yeah, just classic pick and rolls here from Mimico, having success. Wonder if that's a little bit because of the noise in this building, not hearing the open calls, but Orangeville's got to open to those picks, see them coming, and try not to get picked so cleanly.
Here's Horseman. Bowie Horseman back across, looking for Sanderson. Races on for this loose ball that comes back dangerously close to center, and then when Costigan picked it up, he does indeed go over and back.
This should be Mimico's ball up at center. It's not going to be consequential. They're going to clear it anyways, but Matty, I thought in the first couple games a little scramble to start, and then game 3-4 it settled in. This is back to the scramble. You can tell it's an elimination game, a lot on the line, a bit of a hectic first period here. With
a lot of pace to it too.
Yeah.
Not as hot as it's been in the last couple barns, Been a cooler day, kind of overcast here in Southern Ontario.
I thought we saw some fatigue in Game 4
Yep.
in this building. No signs of that here tonight.
Here's Matthews. He'll stop down in the corner, back up to Spalina. He wants to shoot. That took a funny hop on with him, but he still recovered to make the save off his right arm.
Yeah, hard to tell from our angle exactly where that went, but it certainly looked good from here as McDonnell tries to clear it. Numbers now for Mimico.
He had 4 players on him, which opens transition for his brother Aiden.
Boy, what a moment that would be, a brother-to-brother goal to start this first period here as we cross through half the first period played, and it feels like we've already been playing for an hour.
Aiden, the 21-year-old, Angus still with at least one more, both OHL and OJLL season to go. Trey Deer up top, Spalina. He's chased away from his shooting space. Oh, Deer through the legs.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Get
Just
the
ridiculous.
shot on goal. Told ya. Here's McDonnell again, and Kyle Kerrigan. Took a bit of a bump along the sideboards. Real high defensive stand right now with Mimico completing the possession. Moran Weeks. He'll go and take top spot. Down to the boards for Lee. Dudemain fake the cut. That opens up space for Lee to come in and get a reset. Look out for Dante Bowen. Haven't seen a lot of this since the trade deadline, but he can push transition. Got filled in. Aaron Taguri coming in hot and heavy.
What hustle there by Taguri to take away a goal. Just closed the gap and also didn't hit him hard enough to get an infraction. So just separates him from the ball and allows Mimico to play offense.
You're going to have to hit that tank a little bit harder than that, knock him down.
Penalty upcoming now, 6-on-5 coming for Mimico as Dudemain comes over the boards.
Thompson took a shot on the far side. Extra attacker is out. Shot clock's at 5, though. Finn goes to Tavares. The shot there off O'Toole. It'll get reset by Tavares. Runs right past us.
Good loose ball by Tavares there in the corner. We're going to have an extended 6-on-5 now. What a battle.
Thompson. Moving screen was called just as Cole Teeple stepped in front of the shot. And the penalty pack is going to take an extra one on his way off.
So that's the second, talking about setting a precedent, setting a tone. We believe that's the second unsportsmanlike penalty for we think, speaking your mind to the officials. So each team has gotten a pretty good warning here, and what an opportunity now, a 4-minute power play for Mimico. The power play has come and gone for them a little bit in this series. A slow start really got going there throughout the middle, and what a time it would be right now to get another big one.
Again, all 5 out there right now, graduating players, including Finn Thompson up top. Back-to-back scoring champion before Spalina did it this year. Thompson straight from top spot. That one a little bit wide. Dudemain's going to save the possession. Back to Thompson. A little bit slow down now. Hard pass in the corner. Moran Weeks there to pick up. Shot from Thompson. That hit. Did that go off Teeple again? I think it did. Either him or Colm Barnett.
Yeah, great stick. I think it was Barnett in there. Just a great stick to deflect it. That was a good look for Thompson.
Isaiah Moran Weeks, Dudemain. Lee flip back to Dudemain to the back of the net.
So the penalty will now go down to 2 minutes, but Mimico still on the man advantage. And what a sign for the Mountaineers to have Dudemain scoring again. Nothing too crazy here. Thompson's just going to draw him. You see the gravity. Teeple knows how dangerous Thompson is, and Dudemain fires it through the 5-hole. Good celebration, as we've seen on every one of his goals in this final series.
Mimico retake the lead and will stay on the power play for another 2 minutes. Remember the double minor. That one clearly and obviously early movement from Mimico. Still waiting for a clean draw, but Orangeville will get possession here.
You mentioned the graduating players on the Mimico power play. You have to go to their 7th leading scorer, and that's Justin Tavares, to find a non-graduate on the program here. So it's a veteran group up front, and like I said, no matter what happens, this is the last game for them at Mimico Arena.
I think next season's going to be huge for Tavares. Expect him to come out the front door. This shot from Sanderson skips into Whittam, and no one could find Vincent, who had leaked himself out, and Sanderson was with him. He'll now go off for a change.
I don't think Vincent realized that they got a power play. He's got to get off the floor. But a good example of how they want to push in every scenario here.
After that transition push, Dante Bowen was not on the floor for that last power play goal. Out there now. Lee trying to set a screen in front of him. Moran Weeks with the ball, lost it as he cut back. Otherwise, he was home free. Meanwhile, down the far side, Edwards.
Great play by Edwards there. We mentioned his name a lot in Game 4. Just a steady player out the back end for this Orangeville team, and a good play there on the penalty kill.
A lot of individual performers that are really stepping up in the last couple of games. Can't count the number of times we say so-and-so has had a great, game. Horseman from over the top. That one bounced back and mishandled there by Aiden McDonnell. Late in the shot clock, Matthews will just throw it back into Mimico zone.
Horseman shooting through a mess of humanity there. We were looking at what he was seeing. There's no way Whittam saw that ball until the last second. Good save. As Lee's running the power play here now, so look for, Finn to be a cutter.
He did, and
good
then
defense.
was swarmed by the combination of Cole Teeple.
Long is going to shoot these.
Aiden Long, who does love his transition game, and a nice back check from Mimico forced that shot into the screening.
I think you saw such an aggressive back check there because Dudame knew he was going to go. He's going to push in those one-on-ones. Dudame hustles to make it a 2-on-1.
Off of O'Toole, the post, and it rolls back out.
That thing stayed out just barely. Just barely. And a good kill there on the last 2 minutes by the Northmen.
Spallina with it now. He'll wait for the offense to get set. Just over 5 minutes left here in the first period. 3-2 Mimico. Got the opener and then back-to-back goals from Spallina. Power play marker has just given Mimico back the lead.
Boy, I don't think Spallina knew how open he was there. Kind of checked back like he was going to go for a repick. He was wide open, not able to connect the dots. Missed catching a break there from Mimico.
Cole Begley, he'll leave it for Mark Waters. Over the top, the captain, Finn Thompson. Takes top spot. Now it goes to Moran Weeks. He collides with Poirier. Tavares sets the screen. Moran Weeks wants to run, and his shot into the feet of O'Toole.
What a take by Moran Weeks there, coming around the Tavares screen pick on the two-man game. He's been all over it tonight. Hasn't found the back of the net yet, but he's had some good looks.
Bowie Horseman, a big high step as he comes into the set. Now from the outside, Trey Deer. Not sure that one ever got there. Whittam's pointing down floor, and the bouncer can't get to Tavares. Skips away into Jaden Ciapera.
Yeah, again, Mimico wants to push. At times, it can lead to those turnovers. That's not something new for this team. They will turn it over a few times in transition. Obviously, they're going to score some as well. So it's just a risk-reward balance.
Matthews back to the corner. Jackman sets the screen on his man, knocked him down. Now the stick of Matthews goes sky high. Meanwhile, the ball headed back down floor, and the stick of Pitt. Of course, the second half of that is when it is turned over or heads back Mimico's way. It leaves your defense out there to get even more gassed, as we've seen through the series. Moran Weeks over the top. Outside Lee, he'll wheel. Shot into the feet of O'Toole, and the stick is there. Yeah,
Mimico got away with a pretty hard pick there. I think Thompson got a grip of his guy, so a missed, Orangeville probably wanted a call. Glad to see O'Toole get the save if you're a Northman fan.
Here's Matthews. Just kind of a quick release from the outside, fools everybody. And we're tied again.
We've seen this shot from Liam Matthews a few times in the playoffs. He's such a dynamic dodger, and his ability to get to the goal really sets these up. So he's going to sit just behind his guy. As we see that last pick, Thompson gets a pretty good hold of Barnett, and Lee gets a good look. And then Matthews, again, so explosive. He just sits behind it, gets that underhand release off, and it goes to a good place.
Spallina with his third point of the game, off 3 goals.
As these refs, by the way, are keeping the pace of the game high. We were having no time here in between goals, so the pace stays up here throughout the first period.
Ron into the corner. It'll be Horseman who...
Look out, yeah, here it comes.
Postures up and shoots off the end boards. Another good back pressure. Recovered by, I think, Tavares, and he's into O'Toole. who falls backwards into his net. They're going to make sure he's good before restarting.
Yep, and there we go. The fast restart again. As a great back check there, I think, by Horseman. Dylan Sanderson was around it as well. Good push by Tavares. He lost it, picked it back up, got a decent look.
Here comes Matthews. Just gave Orangeville the lead. Cohen Jennings got knocked down as he took to the floor. Spallina and Matthews keeping it high. Shot comes from 22, off a defender, and straight back to Mimico, and they're off and running again. Ben McIsaac.
Great handle by McIsaac there. I thought he was going to get smoked by the guy coming off the bench. Not only does he stay on his feet, handles the pressure, gets it out to Dudemain. Let them go to work here.
Dudemain to Waters, who walks in and shoots. Waters is sitting in the crease. Had Ciapera on top of him. If that was on the mark, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, Waters, a little bit like Vincent, does a lot of his best work in this building. Had 4 goals in the crucial closeout game against Peterborough. We'll obviously be hoping for another outing like that.
Play whistled in. It's Trey Deer, who takes a long outside shot. Another skipper that goes off the end boards. This is going to end up in our camera bay. Comes back into play, but it'll be Mimico ball. Deep in Orangeville territory. 1:38 to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts. As we get down the stretch here, tied 3-3. Dudemain. Cross floor for Thompson. Lee coming up to set a screen. Waters does the same. That's where the ball was the entire time. Batted down and nearly out of the stick of Long. He regains his footing. Now tacked down. Only 8 to get over center.
Yep.
And they did. Spallina was knocked down.
So Mimico giving Orangeville a taste of their own medicine with causing the turnover. Now a tired Northman defense. Can Mimico capitalize in this advantage scenario?
Roussel will put it to Moran Weeks as we hit the last minute here. Thompson got hit, lost his stick. He's getting up slowly. Now Dudemain, no room to shoot. He's one-on-one with Ciapera. Finds space, takes it, and O'Toole hangs on. Penalty.
I think this is going to be Thompson again. Yep. As what a battle, by the way, by Ciapera, giving up a lot of height, a lot of size on Dudemain. Stays in the fight. You see him just impact that shot at the last second. And then, yeah, Finn's going to get Cam Pack right in the head on the way down. So you got to try to mitigate these offensive zone penalties for both teams.
We've seen that from Finley Thompson when he gets frustrated. Usually it comes later in games.
Yep. I think
kind of uncharacteristic that it's this early.
It's an emotional night for sure. This is as full as I've ever seen it in here. Obviously, elimination on the line, so you got to just try to control it to the best of your abilities. And if you're Mimico watching your best player be frustrated, this is one you want to try to kill for him.
All Matthews and Spallina so far. Outside shot hits off the boards. This is coming directly to us, and that must have hit something because there's no over and back.
Yeah, they gave him a reset off of Whittam. So last possession here, 15 seconds. Orangeville's going to hold for one shot. You got the advantage, might as well go.
Looked like Spallina wasn't sure if O'Toole was coming or not. The answer was no. Spallina with it, goes back across to Matthews to the back of the net.
Well, that's exactly why you hold for last shot. So another one against me here as Matthews stays hot, scores his second in a row. This is going to be a side seal for Spallina. This is for him to shoot. Doesn't like it, gives it up to Matthews. And I think the key here is the presence of mind to know exactly how much time's left on the clock, work towards the middle of the floor, and find a shooting lane.
A back and forth period here in the first elimination game of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals, and it is the Orangeville Northmen who lead 4-3. They've got the series lead 3-2 as well. Second period comes your way next. You're watching the OJLL Finals, fueled by Gatorade.
ready, Ottawa. Box lacrosse is returning to its Canadian roots and giving the nation's capital the team they deserve.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
Back inside Tony Rose Arena where the Northmen have a 4-3 lead. However, it was Mimico 35 seconds into the game off the stick of Finley Thompson that broke the ice here tonight.
Yeah, good look by Waters, and then Finn picks up the loose ball. A dream start for Mimico, and then credit to Orangeville for getting them right back. 2 goals, 40 seconds apart by Joyce Bellina, who's really been one of the stories of the playoffs of the entire year for the Northmen. The first one, good drive, hits the twister. That brings it back to even, and then Bellina's going to get another one here, coming around the pick from Sanderson and shooting it right from the middle of the floor. Then short-handed, killing a penalty, Jordan Vincent gets out behind the Orangeville defense, hits the breakaway, twister. Good back check by Bowie Horseman, just can't quite time up the check. Brings us back to 2-2. Lucas Judeman gets the next one here on the power play advantage. A 4-minute power play for Mimico, able to get one on the first possession, just rips it through the 5-hole, and then back-to-back goals from Matthews to finish it off. The first one, he's just going to sit behind the pick and roll. He's got 2 defenders, 1 offensive player. He's going to sit behind all of them and just shoot it quickly to the bottom left corner, and then really a massive goal in a money possession at the end of the quarter. Splina comes around a side seal, finds Matthews, who works his way to the middle of the floor. That's where the goals get scored. Another good example there.
Joey Spallina in on all 4 in the back of the net for Orangeville. Pair of assists from Jackman, pair of goals, Liam Matthews, like you said. 2 points for Waters and Thompson in that period.
40 minutes left to play here. Mimico obviously fighting for their lives. That's the storyline of the whole night. I would not expect the pace to drop here significantly at all as we progress through the game.
Mimico already out onto the floor. Got their draw team out, and Orangeville just now making it back out from the dressing rooms. Still about 30 seconds left in the intermission. Remind you, should Mimico win here tonight, Game 7 tomorrow in Orangeville. And of course, if it's Orangeville victorious tonight, it's off to Coquitlam for the Minto Cup.
It's not a cup, Maddie. It's not a cup in Ontario. It's the Iroquois Trophy.
Right.
It's in the building tonight.
And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. The trophy is in the building tonight.
Always a little more intensity and electricity when you can say that.
Yeah. And boy, if this gets to Game 7, you could play this thing in AT&T Stadium in Dallas, and I think it'd still be full. It'll be a surreal atmosphere in Game 7. If we get there, Mimico trying to make that happen. Orangeville says, we're good. We played enough this year. We're happy for this to be the last one.
Get your favorite noisemaker and get set. Second period underway. It's Tavares trying to chase down the faceoff. It does go the way of Mimico, however, playing back for McDonnell.
Yeah, good loose ball by Hobbs there. Tavares and Hobbs, similar players, especially on those faceoffs. They're always hungry to go get that ball.
Justin Lee over the top. He'll go far side for Dudemain, who cuts the corner. Low shot. Down to meet it was O'Toole. And look out, they've got Cole Teeple behind everybody.
O'Toole is all over that one. That S-dodge underneath, then working back up floor has been key to a lot of Dudemain's goals, and he goes 5-hole a lot as well. O'Toole read the 5-hole, was down early on that one.
The drums are out on the side of the Northman fans. They've had the air horns going all series as well. Liam Matthews' shot bounces off the end board straight to Horseman, however. Second chance for Matthews on hat-trick watch. And that one bounced wide. Mimico answering with the cowbells and the vuvuzelas as their team takes over.
Yeah, and Matthews a guy, you can tell when he's feeling it, and he's feeling it right now. Why wouldn't he be? 2 late goals in that period. He's got the jump here early. Look for the offense to maybe flow through number 7 a little bit.
Lee to Thompson. Mimico's offense always flows through number 17. Thompson in there looking for the loose ball. It's the late arriving Justin Lee, though, that's going to get it. Roussel, outside shot, and that one kicked aside as well.
That's a great save by O'Toole. That thing looked labeled for the bottom corner from here. And Orangeville's going to have an advantage here if they want it. Mimico's got to hustle off here.
Ciapera finds Deer off the bench, trying to roll away from, I believe that's Kerrigan. Cross floor, Sanderson knocked down. McDonald all over him. Pitt will finally drag it free.
That's a heck of a shift from Bryden Pitt there. Putting it on the ground. Sanderson's made a lot of folks look silly in those one-on-one scenarios.
Kerrigan to Lee off the bench. He'll put it in the stick of Thompson, who's got an inside position. Aiden Long took his lane to the crease away, and no shot before he ended up in the blue paint.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Just took his lane away. Good finish to that possession at the goal line. The crease and the goal line kind of act as another defender, so just keep him moving, take away an opportunity to score.
Here comes Deere. He'll put it to the outside for Matthews. Deere on the crease. Kind of choked up on the stick so he could get leverage on the underhand shot.
Yep, good two-man action there. Matthews carrying, Deere cutting. That's something we've seen an awful lot.
Meanwhile, back down the other way. Another good save from O'Toole. Poirier wants to rush transition. An off-season trade brought Poirier in from St. Catharines. Jamison Bucktooth actually a big part of last year's offense going the other way and did not play a game for St. Catharines this year. Here's Spalina to Jackman, the over-the-shoulder shot, and Whittam stands his ground.
Yeah, what a save by Whittam there. He's wide open. Is Jackman. Goes for the BTB. Great save by Whittam.
Up top, here's Tavares. Plays it down the boards. Couple little fake jab steps before it comes back again to Tavares. His shot saved and a back in against Orangeville.
Yeah, and watch as they're going to run Dylan Sanderson off, but Spalina stuck here. Watch, can Mimico. Spalina's on Dudemain right now. This is a great advantage here for Mimico. Tipo looking to help. Someone's got to be open. There he is.
Dudemain in the corner. Yeah, they did get it back to the near side for Roussel, who uses the boards. Tried at least to get it to Dudemain. Bounced back to center where Tavares was waiting. Teeple couldn't get the run out, and now it bounces into O'Toole.
Yeah, credit to O'Toole there. Credit to Spalina as well. Not an easy scenario being back there for a defender. Bears down and gets it done.
Liam Matthews out of the corner. Big collision in front of the net with Jennings and Kerrigan. It's up top for Deere. He wants to take a clean shot. That one bounces in front of Whittam and goes up into the screen.
Yep, going with the high bouncer. Just goes a little too high. Off the dirt, into the mesh.
The outside, Roussel. Down and into the corner. Waters waits for the screen from Moran Weeks. Waters fakes the return pass. He was looking for the low corner, and left foot of O'Toole came across and took it away.
Meanwhile, by Edwards there. Got to watch for the double team. Here comes Begley. They can squeeze it if they want. There it is. Well executed. Very, very well executed by Orangeville.
Hobbs. Begley
Mimico,
sticking around for a little bit extra. Meanwhile, back the other way. Good shot.
Mimico's got to be careful in the change here. A lot of guys in the change box. But a good push here from the Mountaineers coming out of the period here. Now several resets. Tired defense. Good opportunity for the Mountaineers.
Still waiting for our first goal of the period inside of 5 minutes. As Mimico push it outside. Back to Moran Weeks. He cuts through. Back off the rebound. They score.
That's 2 goals now for Finn Thompson, both off of rebounds. So yeah, when scoring gets harder in the playoffs, in the end of the playoffs, sometimes you need to find them easier ways. A good move here. Again, Poirier has played a lot of defense on this shift already. Moran Weeks gets around him and then no box out on Thompson, who picks it up, lets that stick have eyes, and reaches it right around O'Toole.
I think everyone that's ever worn a Mimico jersey just walked past us at the start of the period here. Told you it was a packed house.
I had that soundbite earlier in the year, Matty. If you had a problem with someone from Mimico, you got a problem with everyone from Mimico, and I said the same thing about Orangeville. Well, this is a good example.
Right, right. And I think those boundaries are starting to grow to include places like New Toronto and Lakeshore and others.
Sure.
Lee into the corner, Roussel. Up top. Tavares has snuck away from everybody. May have been a moving screen, but O'Toole going to cover up and give position back to Orangeville anyways.
Someone asked me this week, Matty, why doesn't Mimico play somewhere else? Play at a bigger venue for this game to have more people in? If you think there is any chance that Mimico was playing this game anywhere other than the Drum and Speak Bowl, you are absolutely out of your mind.
Matthews, a couple back stutter steps. He gets knocked down. Thrown across to the far side. They did host the Founders Cup back in 2010. Here's Matthews, takes the shot, and that's off Whittam. Maple Leafs Training Center had just opened, and they did play it at the Ford Performance Center.
Oh, pick off by Long. Got to get to the door here.
It is Jackman who's the first one out. Begley gives him a bit of a shove, and it's covered up by Whittam.
Yeah, Orangeville 100% got away with the too many men on that play as well. So good save by Whittam. Not going to impact the game.
See the replay down in the bottom left of your screen. Jackman, Begley may have got away with one as well. The cross check right to the numbers,
Yeah,
but
good hustle to get back in it though.
either way, Moran Weeks over the top. No shot from Lee. He'll go to the outside boards. Waters gets the screen from Moran. Weeks shoots on the run, and it's up and into the netting.
Mimico's had a lot of success with that kind of fake carry down and then come hard back over the top there. Good job by the Orangeville defense to force the outside shot rather than the dump into Moran Weeks, but still a good look for Mimico.
Spalina from the outside, back to Matthews, high step. Fights through a high check. Now still with it down to the crease, shot. And Mimico with Angus McDonnell.
Numbers here for Mimico.
He's going to go one-on-one. Siapera gets help off the bench. Back to McDonnell and save from O'Toole.
What a save, and here we go, up and down now.
Vincent and Aiden McDonnell hung back. That meant Deere couldn't get a breakout.
Tavares and McDonnell, two lefties, will play a lot of defense in this period. They really want to run on the other side of the floor.
No shot from Deere as Aiden McDonnell was in his face. Back for Spalina. Spalina looking for room. He'll give to Horseman. He can't run anywhere. Jordan Vincent popped it free. And then Spalina crashing with Hobbs. Fans thought it was high, and a late shove from Vincent into the boards. Down goes Spalina, and late in the shot clock, they're going to get it reset.
Yeah, you got to try to be a little more composed if you're Mimico. That's 100% going to be a loose ball violation every single time.
Spalina and Matthews. Those two have been the story offensively for the Northmen all season long. No look shot from Spalina, and Whittam will hang on to it.
Yeah, very good save there by Whittam. Again, a tired defense, back-to-back possessions. Good job by Whittam. Bears down, gets just enough.
To the outside, Roussel. Lee, the last one off the bench. Late into the set, Roussel shoots, but Thompson had blown up his man, so it'll be Orangeville ball. Minute and 28 seconds away from the halfway mark of this period and regulation time. Tied 4-4. Outside, Jackman. He'll go to Bowie Horseman. Pitt fought through the screen to take his shot away. Now Deere back across to Sanderson, one-on-one with Begley. No room for Sanderson to run. Outside, rips and scores.
What a shot!
We've been talking about 21-year-olds all game. How about the rookie getting involved?
And it's that bouncer to the top corner, the prettiest looking shot in the game of lacrosse. Sanderson's so good that move underneath is going to start low and come around it. Goes basically fully over the top, bounces at top corner, and we talk about Selly, sweep that ice.
Talked a lot this season. Thought Dylan Sanderson had a good case for Rookie of the Year. Not a finalist, unfortunately, but a lot of other good performances. He comes alive here in game number 6 of the OJLL Finals.
Another violation there. Looked like that was on Ron.
And it looked like everybody knew it, too. Not a lot of argument as they all walked away from the scene. Moran Weeks. Up top on the run, Thompson. That one hopping into O'Toole.
By my count, we've been tied at 0s, 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. Are we going to be tied at 5s?
Look out, Tavares found Thompson down floor. Penalty shot signaled.
Wow. A turnover, caused turnover by Tavares, gets it up to Thompson. Good call. He gets squarely pushed in the back on an obvious breakaway. So we got a full wipe down, our first wipe down of the game now.
My question would be the difference between that and the Begley one earlier, because it did look like there were numbers. Perhaps the end of the play with Pack kind of grabbing the legs as well. But I know that's going to be talked about on social media. May even show up in a clip.
Yeah.
But penalty shot will be given to Finn Thompson.
What a moment here. Finn Thompson playing in his last game ever at Mimico Arena. The last game for the Thompson family. We've been talking about them through the course of the playoffs. And I mentioned it. Tied at 0s, tied at 1s, tied at 2s, tied at 3, tied at 4. Are we going to be tied at 5?
The answer lies with Finn Thompson and Connor O'Toole. And the Orangeville netminder has his way.
Yeah, O'Toole just waits him out here. Finn's going to take a nice angle at it. I think he had room in the top right corner. O'Toole just stays with him.
I think looking 5-hole there. Looked like there may have been room high, but it was the ball down low. And we go back to the face-off dot, which has been a conversation here tonight. Taken between Hobbs and Jake Spalina. It's going to be picked up by Teeple, who immediately looks to the front door for Matthews. Outside, Liam Matthews. Deers on the crease, trying to take McIsaac with him. Back up top. Ball to Spalina. He was trying to find Horseman.
I think Horseman thought he was going to shoot it. Got to find Finn coming off the bench. Here he is.
It's in.
And we are going to be tied at 5. It is going to be a Finn Thompson breakaway. Not the one that we thought a minute ago. You got to find the guys in transition. Or Mimico's going to run with a bunch of guys here. Orangeville steps up, not realizing they're letting Thompson get behind him. I mentioned I thought he might have had that top right corner. He finds it on this one. Now a hat trick for number 17.
Misses the penalty shot, but gets the open look for the hat trick. And his 4th point of the game here on 5 goals for Mimico, as we are right at the halfway mark and knotted up at 5s. Back and forth the entire way.
Long maybe run into a double team. Good job to get out of it. This game has been as tight as you can get here as we just crossed the halfway point.
Well, it would be Northman turn if you're following the game sheet. Matthews, perhaps, gives off to Horseman. He's one-on-one, gets to the net. And Whittam just stands there.
Yeah, there goes Tavares.
On a dime.
Good hustle by Ron getting back, but now they got him stuck. So 18 in black, an offensive player, going to have to bear down, play a shift to D here.
Dudemain out to Tavares. He took a big, hard jab step. Now we'll come back across the floor. Lee circles the net. 5 to shoot. He'll leave it with one of the best on the team in Dudemain. High step over top of everybody. And the shot missed.
Good job by Ron, right? Those are big plays in a game, big possession. He bears down, gets a stop.
Another player has really come alive here in the final series. Owen Ron, who still has one more year left. Matthews through Spalina, outside Sanderson. Fresh off his goal. Matthews, hard pass across floor. Looking to open it up for Spalina. Spalina still with it, one-on-one with Kerrigan. Intercepted pass as they look back to the crease for Trey Deer.
And now Joey Spalina's going to be stuck. So, again, a bit of a theme here. They're cutting the break very well, but he's going to have to take one of these lefties coming through the middle. Also important because he's just that much more tired coming up the floor. So it's good job by Mimico regardless of whether they score.
Waters using Costigan as a backpack. Ended up falling down. And
it's going to be a penalty on Orangeville.
Yeah.
It's going to be on.
This ride is worth 2 tickets at the carnival.
It's going to be on Costigan. I think that's the right call.
Mimico, one on the power play, although it was a 4-minute double minor scored on the first half of it. That was Lucas Dudemain. We'll see what they've got for this, their second opportunity. They've missed a penalty shot as well tonight.
See if they go to that behind the net look. They've had a lot of success with it. What a play by Long.
Thompson trying to go behind his back, and he'll step in front of Long. Did Long get a shot on him on his way off? Here's Deere. Fakes the pass, goes to Jackman. Back out in front, Horseman on the crease. And that's a good reaction save from Nate Whittam.
Yeah, Mimico too concerned about that loose ball call. Almost get burned in a foot race now.
Angus McDonnell, Horseman will step in front of him. All of this still on Orangeville's clock, though. Matthews with a long way to run. Horseman from the outside, 10 to shoot. Matthews taken down through the middle. Jackman can't find him to pass, and it goes in off Whittam's shoulder.
Boy, Deere's always lurking on those little outlet passes from Whittam. Got to be so careful.
Slowed down here halfway through the power play. Moran Weeks will give it up to Thompson. Finn Thompson through a screen. Down to Roussel behind the net. Mimico like this play. They'll give to Dudemain. Now lead Thompson, a couple fakes. Let's fly, and stopped by O'Toole. It'll roll back over center.
Yeah, well defended there by Orangeville. Thompson gets the reach around at the end. 30 seconds left, so last possession of the power play on this one.
Going to be Lee into the stick of Thompson. Justin Lee back to Dudemain. Low shot. Rebound, scores.
Yep, second power play goal at least, and the second rebound goal, or the third rebound goal, excuse me. Again, you got to box out. Roussel does a good job of just going to the front of the net. Good things happen there. Good save on Dudemain. He's right there. Tough to really get a box out on the power play because you're down a guy. So Roussel just standing in the middle, turns around, jumps right into his stick, and he puts in the empty net.
Mimico using a number of different looks at the faceoff dot. Now going to Ben McIsaac. It's Jake Spallina that wins it. As Mimico have the latest lead, 6-5.
And can someone finally find a 2-goal lead? That's the one thing we haven't seen yet. It's just come back to square every time. So can one of these teams find a 2-goal lead? We're about to find out.
Sanderson outside. He'll push it to Cohen Jennings. Into Spallina. Had a couple fakes and walked in before the shot.
That's a good save from Whittam there, and a big possession. Right after the goal, an opportunity to really get some momentum going here. Nice save, but he and O'Toole have been really sharp all night.
And you can hear the support he's getting after every stop. Moran Weeks back to Thompson. Outside Waters. Trying to make it one-on-one. Poirier is going to chase him all the way back to the face-off restraining line. 5 to shoot. Waters takes it in. And that one wide.
That's going to get called in the crease, and look out. Matthews coming off the door here. And Jackman's open too.
They go back to Jackman. Kerrigan couldn't pick up. Pitt will hold the wall.
Great loose ball. Great loose ball.
Jackman recovers over the top. Closing in on 5 to play here in the second. Liam Matthews. 10 to shoot. Bagley's going to knock him down. Matthews trying to get it back up top. Rolled it in the direction of Ron. And it goes here to Pitt on the run. O'Toole down, and he's going to hang on for no rebound.
Another huge save. Great play by Bryden Pitt getting out on the run. O'Toole keeps that a 1-goal lead. Sensing some fatigue here, by the way, for the first time. So even with the adrenaline of the elimination game.
Matthews stick on his knees as he came out for this set. Not showing it though as he goes over the top, takes a shot. Whittam the stop, and Vincent wants to leak out. Has help with McDonnell should they get there. Vincent on his wrong side. Mimico going to go off for a change.
Awfully close to a breakaway there. You got to be careful if you're Orangeville. They're going to send the guys every time.
Moran Weeks around the screen from Dudemain.
No one's on
Last
Lee,
one off the bench is Lee. Rips and hung on to by O'Toole, and now it's Dylan Sanderson who's leaking out.
Yeah, that's the one advantage of getting some O guys stuck back, is they can leak out and you got your best players running transition there. So Sanderson running the floor, Mimico gets back to neutralize.
Frustrated with himself, he didn't catch that one cleanly. Slammed his gloved fist into the head of the stick. Cohen Jennings to Spallina. He's one-on-one with Kerrigan. Another no-look shot as he came over the top. That one off the corner boards, and Hobbs can't quite catch up to it. It'll go for the over and back.
Clock just ticking under 4 minutes here left in the period. What's been a pretty tight checking second period.
Pretty tight, evenly matched game. Game number 6. Moran Weeks outside to Roussel. Alex Roussel with Pax stepping up on him. They played to the outside. Lee in through the middle. Big hit on Moran Weeks as he shot. Might have forced it wide, and it will go for an over and back past the outstretched glove of Dudemain.
A great finish to that possession by Jake Spallina. Joey's brother, 71 on defense. Moran Weeks had a good up pick. He gets back in the play, influences the shot.
Matthews across for Horseman. Ron took his man down with a screen, no call. Shot off Whittam, bounces right back to Matthews.
Yeah, Whittam was leaning there, just got enough of it. Bowie scores that shot an awful lot.
Ron to Horseman. Closing it on 3 left. Horseman shoots over the top, and that hits Whittam high, and he's going to go down and take a knee.
Hope he's okay here. Looks like he's going to be all right. But after the health side of this, 2 outstanding saves. Bowie Horseman scores these shots coming over the top a lot. So he just had a good one. You're going to come hunting that top corner here. Just catches him up near the head neck area. Obviously a scary area to get hurt. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's been solid. Mimico needs him.
How about a look here? I believe this is going to be the Finn Thompson highlight reel.
So this is the 1 rebound. First rebound goal to start the game. And then this one's going to look pretty similar. Moran Weeks takes Poirier to school just a little bit. Off the backboards, Thompson's right there. And then the last one just coming hard off that front gate.
Nate Whittam saluted by the crowd as the play goes back down to our left. Live look with just under 3 to go. 6-5, Mimico leads. Outside shot handled by O'Toole. That was Mark Waters.
You got to find ways to get inside. The outside stuff's not going to go on O'Toole with any sort of efficiency, and the same has been mostly true for Whittam as well. So who can find looks inside, who can get to the goal?
Matthews. Deere was trying to pick 2 guys. It's now Taguri and Matthews one-on-one. Good job from Taguri not taking a penalty, but also keeping Matthews at bay. He's way up top and no chance for a shot there. Good stand defensively from the Mountaineers.
Yeah, Billings in there. Lucas Billings with a really good shift of defense for the Mountaineers. That's exactly how they draw it up.
You know, we watched those 3 goals from Thompson and the one from Roussel as well. Rebounds, which O'Toole doesn't give up a lot of, so how do you get one off of O'Toole, I think is key here for Mimico as they set up offensively again. Dudemain outside pick and roll with Moran Weeks. Couldn't catch the return pass.
The only real good answer to that, Matty, is try to stay out of the 5-hole. That's really the biggest disadvantage of shooting at the 5-hole is when the goalies can catch it, there's A, very little rebounds, and B, it goes right to their stick, starting the transition the other way. So do your best to stay out of the 5-hole, but they've actually had some success scoring there as well. That just kind of highlights the challenges.
Into the corner, Horseman looking for Spallina. He'll go back up top. Trey Deere, outside shot, and that caught all of Bowie Horseman.
Good eat, don't rub it.
Yeah, wrong side though. Trey Deere from a bad angle.
Is that a bad eat then?
Yeah, yes.
Bad eat?
Yeah, those are the not good calories, those ones.
yeah. Well, still don't rub it.
Whittam's going to come up and get the restart here for Mimico after the shot clock.
Minute 15 here. Orangeville won the last minute 15 in the last period. Who's going to get it here?
Can tell you, Mimico would love to go into the dressing room, still holding on to a lead. Would love to have it more than one. Here's Lee. Outside, Roussel will come set the screen. Down onto the crease. Little flip over the shoulder, Moran Weeks with his back to the net.
And Roussel was hunting for a rebound again. We'll see it. Orangeville, yeah, they're going to take a timeout. I think that's the right call. They don't really have enough time to go for a 2-for-1 there. They're going to take a timeout, make sure they get something drawn up well for the 5-on-5.
Wonder if they'll go to number 22, Joey Spallina. 4 points already in the game off 5 goals, including back-to-backs in the first period.
Yeah, this is a look at that first one. Just driving hard, going with the twister, getting Whittam to lean off the pipe, putting it down to the feet. That's a nice-looking shot. Gets thrown in the boards as a little bit of a reward. And then the next one, good two-man with Sanderson here. Sanderson's going to steal his own guy, get a piece of Spallina's guy, lets him shoot on the top. Had 68 points, I believe, coming into this game in the playoffs. And obviously several more here tonight, but it's going to take a couple more for Orangeville to get out of this series tonight.
That's too many points to the playoffs.
It's 17 more than the next closest guy on the team, which is Deere. And it's 9 more than the highest on Mimico, which is Finn Thompson. And Finn had an extra game. So it shows you the kind of ridiculous pace that Spallina's been on and really was on early throughout the playoffs. Never really had much of a dip.
Had a number of double-digit point efforts. Did Spallina. Jackman over the
Prospect
top.
for Bowie. There he is.
Horseman over and back, and Taguri taps it into Vincent. 25 seconds left for Mimico. Not going to take the timeout in transition. Shoots. Back falls to O'Toole, who picks it up.
What a save.
And it will be Orangeville, so Mimico still can't take the timeout.
And no timeout, obviously, now for Orangeville. So they're going to go 6-on-5. Here comes O'Toole. Not going to be much time left.
Teeple to Spallina. 5 to go. Spallina still outside. Still no shot. In quick stick, Deere. Oh, they.
What a save. That is a massive save by Whittam. That was going in. That was a great look at the end of the clock.
We both thought there was no time, but Deere needs no time, as he shows right here at the side of the net.
What a look by Spallina here. And you just have to find people, you have to find
Wow.
Deere at all times. And Whittam makes a heck of a save to preserve that 1-goal lead.
Mimico needing a strong 20 minutes. Should they send this back to Orangeville tomorrow? We'll see what's on the other side of this 10-minute timeout. You're watching the OJLL Final Series, fueled by Gatorade. We'll be back to Mimico shortly.
Get ready, Ottawa. Box lacrosse is returning to its Canadian roots and giving the nation's capital the team they deserve.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Hey, let's go. Raise up one time. Go get it. It's yours. Let's shine. Come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
Back live here at Mimico Arena in game number 6 of the OJLL Finals, which are quickly turning into the Finn Thompson show.
Yeah, here's the first goal of the period. Moran Weeks, nice move. He's shown this one a few times. Thompson's there. Dylan Sanderson's going to get it back for Orangeville on a pretty sweet looking. He's going to drive underneath on this move. It's worked so well for him. Come back over the top and hit this bouncer to the top corner. Then a bit of drama. Finn Thompson gets the penalty shot. Called on Cam Pack here. This is the right call. A clear breakaway. Clearly gets him from behind. Really unbelievable save by O'Toole. This is a look at the penalty shot. And notice how much room there is in the top right corner, top right hip. Right hip. Finn doesn't find it. And then a minute later, gets a break in transition for his hat trick. And you're going to see him come right off the bench and watch where he puts it, right in that open space. So that's, I don't know if he saw it. Obviously wouldn't have access to replay or anything like that, but that's good intuitive shooting. So that brings it back to the tie, one of several ties we've seen. And then a good look here from Dudemain off the pads. Roussel is waiting right there, puts it home, 6-5.
Mimico a 3-1 period to lead after 2, as you set up 6-5 as the teams get settled in for what should be one heck of a third period.
Obviously the next goal here is massive, right? That we haven't seen a 2-goal lead yet. And if, you know, I don't, obviously you'd never admit this, but if Mimico can get a couple, does Orangeville start to look to game 7? Yeah, maybe, right? Maybe. It's going to be tomorrow. That's something I think is important,
sure.
Right? These teams know it's coming fast. If it gets there, I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow. If it does happen, it will be tomorrow. And you know, so regardless, it's big. And then if Orangeville scores here, especially quickly, then look out. Then when it's on, and we're in full desperation mode.
So, question I've been wanting to ask you all series. I thought we had 28 seconds. We're going to reset the clock. Orangeville's been taking a bus the entire way. Mimico's been driving. Were you a bus guy or a drive guy, especially in a big game?
We were mostly a bus team or a drive team in Mimico because you're so central to a lot of the different teams around the OJLL. And then in Orangeville, I live in Oakville, so I never took the bus with the boys. So I guess I was a drive guy, and I certainly put in our miles, and we certainly put them in this summer as well.
Thompson across here to Waters as we're underway, period number 3. Mimico left to right. Waters into the feet of O'Toole. He'll jump on top of it.
I don't think O'Toole saw that until the last second. A good save. Waters has that ability, like some of the other Mimico guys, to get his stick up high in the air and yank it down. Nice save by O'Toole.
Long had to rush it a little bit to get across center. Got it to Deere. It's now into Spolina across to Liam Matthews. Matthews up top, Rod. Horseman back down to Deere. He'll posture up for the one-on-one. Now Tavares coming in hot and heavy. That bumps it out of his stick right at the tail end of the shot clock.
Yeah, but look out. A lot of guys lurking. Got to clear this thing. Well done. That's how you want to pass your way out of these traps for the most part. You can really run yourself into trouble.
Outside Thompson into Dudemain. Want to say he's been relatively quiet, but we're already with 3 points. Trying to find a cutting Moran Weeks.
Good Lucy by Poirier there. Get it up and out. Sorry.
Yeah, O'Toole couldn't handle it. Neither could Roussel. It works its way through to Siapera. Jackman. Can't cut the corner on Tiguri. Tries to go back to Sanderson, who scores.
Gonna have to catch the replay here. Just looked like a bad sort out by by Mimico, and letting Sanderson get wide open here. So Jackman's gonna carry it in, and Dylan Sanderson's gonna end up wide open here. It is just a bad sort out. Nobody finds him. Goes right down Main Street, and he says, "I'll take the gift. You're gonna give it to me. I'll take it." And we have an 18-minute sprint now to the finish.
Dylan Sanderson in and out of the lineup throughout this final series. Pair of goals tonight for 3 points. How about Brian Jackman with 3 assists?
What a play by Jake Spolina, causing the turnover. Again, the press by Orangeville, especially off those faceoffs, has been really important.
Teep will send it up the boards. He'll get it back. Now finds Trey Deere. Deere and Matthews. All the way outside, it's Horseman passing back for Ron. No Spalina on this set, so it's Deere again from the outside. That one wide of the mark, bounces off the end boards, and Mimico might be home free here. The over and back, and the quick reset, and the twister for the goal!
Angus McDonnell has been one of the stories of the playoffs. Coming into this game, 10 goals. Again, for a guy who plays primarily out the back door. And he's gone. The shot happens, he's gone. A good foot race that he wins against Cohen Jennings. And it just goes with the twister, a lot like Vincent's goal. Now with the 2 transition goals, Mimico and Finn Thompson won as well. Mimico's won the transition battle, no doubt. Won thus far.
Dean George said that before. I guess it must have been game number 3. What was the last one here?
4.
Okay, before game number 4 back here, that it was time for transition to get going.
Yep.
Said it to me again in game number 5, and now here in game 6. They've put 2 in the back of the net. Still not really the pace that we've been used to seeing from Mimico throughout the playoff series, but if you're a fan of Mimico, good sign. Jackman outside. Whittam the stop, but so far tonight everything has gone back and forth.
I think it was Billing there, but a good box out on Deere. So we're talking about box outs a lot tonight. That's a good example, getting a Deere, not letting him find the rebound, and try to keep him away from Whittam too, to let him get a clean outlet pass.
Waters works it from the corner. Over top of Poirier, he'll find the captain Thompson on the far side. He shoots past Edwards. Rebound bounced off the foot of a defender. Mimico get it again. The one-hand shooting attempt. Pack stuffed Lee, and it's not on net. Pack, very aggressive last couple of games. Actually found himself in the penalty box 4 times 2 nights ago. Matthews slams the brakes over the top, sidearm. Not sure it ever got all the way through, and a collision in front. Deere got taken down. It'll stay Orangeville ball with a fresh 30.
Yeah, it's another battle for the box out. So Deere works hard, draws the loose ball foul, and now a repeat possession for the Northmen.
Spalina outside. Just as contact was coming, elected to shoot, lost his stick. Still bouncing around in the crease of Whittam, who picks up, and he'll look up and find Jordan Vincent.
Yeah, good looking save from Whittam there. Matthews had a pretty good angle on that one. Nice save.
Roussel around the corner, the top defender. Still trying to break free. He'll give to Dudemain. He set it straight to the middle. Moran Weeks outside. Thompson passes through. Dudemain couldn't catch it.
Mimico's got to be careful getting too many guys stuck deep here.
Picks it up in the corner. Dudemain, swim move, shoots. Tried to bounce her on O'Toole, but no rebound to speak of.
Mountaineers leaving a lot of guys deep in the zone late in possessions. You got to be careful with that. Obviously, you're still trying to score, but defensive transition's got to be a priority.
Outside Horseman steps into one, and Whittam made the stop and then fell backwards.
Yeah, and a great battle as Owen Ron is going to get stuck here. So 18 in black, another O guy going to get stuck. So let's see if Mimico can go at that matchup.
Another look at this shot on Whittam. We saw him get attention from the trainer in that second period after taking one off the collarbone area. On the run, Thompson. Excuse me, that's Justin Lee. Our first 2-goal lead of the game.
His 12th goal of the playoffs for Justin Lee. Gets topside on his guy and just ropes it. Not a whole lot to analyze on this one. Thompson's going to slip. That leaves Costigan on an island. So Costigan thinks he has help, but because Thompson's out of there, it's not a 2-man game anymore. It's just a 1-on-1. Lee's got the size advantage. He's got the shot advantage. Gets to the middle and scores. It's an example of how, even if it's not a pick, there's other ways you can help guys get open.
Dudemain wants to run through the middle of the set, bounces it in! Lucas Dudemain has entered the chat.
Dudemain just gonna go right through Jake Spallina. There's not a whole lot to analyze there. That's a 21-year-old man playing Junior A lacrosse, right? And an inspired play. You got to be prepared to bring some help when Dudemain has it. He's going hard to the goal every single time he touches it.
Drink break for the goaltenders here. You know, you start to wonder about perhaps the MVP conversation. If the Mountaineers pull this off on back-to-back days, you got to think number 24 is right up there.
Boy, Matty, there's just been so many guys.
I mean, you could pick 6 or 7 guys.
You absolutely could. And a long way to go here still. If you think the Northmen are going away without a fight, you haven't been paying attention here. But obviously a good push for Mimico. Momentum is fickle.
Goals 15 seconds apart. Has Mimico up by 3, and we've been saying all playoffs, these have been a race to 10.
And possessions after a goal, one of those money possessions I've been talking about, and that's an example why. You get 2 in a row, it feels like a huge momentum shift. Can Mimico carry it on? This is another money possession after a goal.
10 to shoot with Spallina outside. Jordan Vincent all over him. More Syracuse on Syracuse crime. Sanderson looking for the hat trick on the doorstep.
Oh, he had the short side wide open.
Dylan Sanderson feeling it here tonight. Spallina from the outside. Shoots past his teammate and into the back of the net. Hat trick, Joey Spallina.
So that's a money possession won by Orangeville. Right after a goal, they answer right back. Spallina gets his hat trick, going to work on his college teammate Jordan Vincent. This is the look to Sanderson. He had the short side completely open. And then again, Spallina on Vincent. You see the orange gloves on both players. Just going to use that leverage, step back a little bit, finds the bottom right corner.
Joey Spallina heard us talking MVP candidates and said, don't forget about me.
He's right there. Over 70 points now in the playoffs. A ridiculous run.
Over the top, Horseman. Got taken down after the shot, and I think that's going to give
That's going to be a loose ball
reset.
foul. Yep.
He's a bit slow getting up, too. Matthews, near side for Ron. No Spallina here. They'll go to Deere. Outside shot. That one skips past the Mimico net and bounces for the over and back.
Next goal now factors large. If you can push it back to 3 for Mimico, you feel better. Obviously, if Orangeville scores next, we're right back in this thing.
One-hander! Thompson, what a goal!
I mean, Matty, this is absurd. Like, this is another absurd goal. Finn, I mentioned that Tanner was the king of these slips. This is exactly what Finn does. He just rips through on Bowen. He's got one hand on his stick, catches it one-handed, throws a one-handed twister, and he reestablishes that 3-goal lead for Mimico. And half of Etobicoke's in the corner.
I said it last year, I'll say it again. There's just something about big-time goals that the Thompsons decide that's when they're going to pot them.
Apparently that's his 500th goal, we're being told, in a Mimico uniform.
Wow.
Is that good?
I think that's okay, considering you can only play 5 years. Here's Spallina. From the outside. 500th goal or point?
Point.
Point, yeah, okay. 100 goals every season would
Yeah,
be quite
That's
absurd. Bleed blue chants starting now. There are chants all over this arena. Moran Weeks wants him to keep going,
Yeah,
but
great save.
his low shot in on O'Toole. No rebound again.
Now you definitely need to prioritize defense if you're Mimico. Turn the risk down in transition, manage the ball, eliminate turnovers, and definitely prioritize defensive transition. Orangeville's going to push with everything they got.
Trey Deer in the corner. Feel like we haven't heard from him yet. Bowie Horseman yet to score in this game. Wants to do it now on the run, and that one just skips wide. And look out, it is transition call for Mimico as they bring it in with Hayden McDonnell.
Yeah, I kind of made the decision for him there because he didn't handle it cleanly, but the right decision to not still try to push it.
Moran Weeks being worked over by Teeple right in the center. Thompson going to slow it down. He's one-on-one with Siapera, far side. Roussel sets the screen. Thompson backs into pressure. Thompson still with it now, all the way up top to Tavares. He turns and fires off the shoulder of O'Toole, and Tavares gets taken down hard into the corner by Pack. Moran Weeks over to have a word, and Tavares gets up and runs away from the scene.
If that's if it's not an elimination game, it's not the third period,
Oh,
that
sure.
could be 2 minutes.
Alex Roussel up top. Tavares, does he want revenge? Takes the shot, and O'Toole makes another good stop.
Mimico's got guys caught up the floor here, so Orangeville they might have an advantage here. They do, they got numbers.
Spallina came all the way across to handle the pass. He'll now flip it to Matthews.
Good slow play by Mimico.
Matthews found a lane, shoots through, and Whittam will stop that. And they call back in.
Yeah, so Orangeville ball here. Got to buckle down.
Sanderson, Spallina. Screen from Ron, he gets knocked down. Spallina still trying to run over the top. Pitt chases that ball all the way to the outside. Matthews from long range. I was waiting for the line, but okay.
Good eat, don't rub it.
Sanderson.
I got mesmerized by the ball. I thought it was going to bounce out of the play.
I don't know who that was in the middle. Perhaps McDonnell. He's got it now.
Good eat, don't rub it.
Right on time. Back across Dudomain. Waters, high step, on the run, scores!
This is another example of turning two-man games into one-on-ones. So Dudomain's working with Waters, he's gonna give it up, and he's gonna get out of the way. So this is now a one-on-one, and Waters can use his size and athleticism advantage and shoot on the run, right? Very similar to how those other goals are scored. Waters has a lot of the same strengths as Dudomain. So those guys that can play off each other, doing a lot of the same things here.
Spallina on the face-off. Needless to say, another big one here in the context of this game. Got a pile up in front of the Mimico bench.
Matty, I don't think you'll ever see them throw in the towel. As 6-on-5 coming up for Orangeville. No penalties, so this is a sneak play.
Ron back to Spallina. No one coming to the bench. It's going to be Trey Deer up top so he can get O'Toole back in. Spallina, low shot, and did get the reset. Spallina and Vincent tied up with each other.
They're going to get a wipe down.
Oh.
I'm not sure who's going to get the ball. As a gutsy decision there by Orangeville. Matty, I don't think Orangeville's going to throw in the towel here by any means. The one switch I wonder if they're going to do is take O'Toole out. Do you give him 10 minutes off here?
Right.
Knowing that if there is a 7, it's tomorrow. And also knowing that Linden Hill can do the job, or at least hoping that Linden Hill can do the job. And then as a third part of that, you have some 6-on-5s likely coming up here. So you put in some fresh legs to let him run as we look at that other Waters goal. So that's maybe the one tactical thing I wonder if we'll see. But obviously Orangeville is still hoping for a comeback and to get out of this thing tonight.
High socks and a wide-brimmed hat. That's got to be a goalie. There's no debate. The Double Blue Crew's got a goalie out there tonight. 50 minutes and 27 seconds before our first wipe down. Might be a record here in the series. Dudemain outside, he'll flip it to Tavares, wants the shot. And it is O'Toole staying in there right now. Hangs on.
Good save, and Aiden Long leaking out that time. A guy who can really score in transition, has scored a lot in the playoffs. Got to find him. Here comes the goalie again. So another 6-on-5. Again, no penalty here. This is another sneak play.
And it'll be the last man off the bench. Spallino. We'll see if Mimico pick him up. Trying to kind of hide up over the top. Got a clean look away, but maybe too fast as Deere will now get to the bench and get O'Toole back out.
And Mimico's just going to have to dump it here. Unless Moran Weeks can make something happen here behind the net.
They were down in their 8 count. And Teeple comes over to pick it up, and O'Toole's going to get his sprints in again.
Yeah, 6-on-5 again.
Four goals, not a huge mountain for this Orangeville team. Down into the corner, and not really a quick stick, from Deere.
Yeah, Mimico's got they're doing a good job and have to continue. You can't go for the net, right? You want to just clear it normally. You need the time off the clock more than really anything. So they need to play these possessions out and at least make O'Toole run back in. And if they want to keep playing that strategy, at least make him run.
Waters to Dudemain. Feeding through a twister from Moran Weeks. And what a stop, O'Toole.
If Orangeville makes a comeback in this game, remember that save. What a beauty on the twister by Moran Weeks, a shot that he scores with regularity.
And after O'Toole's run back and forth to the bench twice.
Yep.
Gonna stay in this time. A little skip shot there from Matthews. Bounces back down the boards. McDonnell knocked down. It goes Spallino with the reset. Outside Matthews. Liam Matthews turns and fires. Kicked out by Whittam.
There comes O'Toole again. So 6-on-5 incoming again for Orangeville.
It won't be Spallino. He's already out there.
I'm not sure if they realize it, yeah.
Dylan Sanderson will be the extra attacker. Spallino wheels over the top, takes the shot. Another save from Whittam. Sanderson leaving for Spallino up top. Trey Deere. He wants to shoot. Does, and it's gobbled up by Whittam.
What a save.
Two
what a
Mountaineers
sequence from Whittam.
Leaking out. It's Taguri, although O'Toole will get there. And Angus McDonnell had his hands up to slow things down.
Yeah, Mimico guys are exhausted as Tavares takes a buddy pass. And now Mimico's going to get a penalty here.
A roughing call at the tail end.
Just didn't see Bowen coming off the bench. And Finn Thompson's going to get a penalty now. So a 5-on-3 opportunity here for Orangeville.
I think Taguri got the extra. Oh, no.
An obviously difficult sequence there for the Mountaineers. And a golden opportunity for the Northmen to get back in this game. It looks like it's just going to be a 10-minute misconduct against Thompson because we're going to play 5-on-4. So just the one-man advantage, but Finn Thompson's not going to get back into this game until at least a few minutes into a potential overtime.
Spallina and Matthews. From the outside, that one hit the defender in front and bounced to Whittam. Look out for Vincent, trying to win the track meet with Spallina. Had to hold up and wait for the ball, and now Spallina will take him into the corner. Ball bounces free. O'Toole couldn't pick up. Still Vincent. Horseman drags it out of the corner behind his back to Spallina.
Yeah, good battle by Vincent there. At least took some time off the clock, and he's going to go for a change.
Spallina. Into Matthews. Up top, Spallina again. He'll fake. Plays it back to Horseman. Shot. And Whittam hangs on.
They got to clear this now.
Little mix up there between Begley and Horseman. They go their separate ways as it's Moran Weeks over the top. Minute left in the double minor.
If Mimico can somehow find a reset, that'd obviously be massive to get out of the penalty. Orangeville's got to be careful about not taking a penalty. Main thing here is you need to get the ball back, get it to your power play.
Moran Weeks facing a triple team as Bowen now comes in to join Edwards and Ciapara. Moran Weeks taken down, looking to the officials, and no call. Well, lots of whistles, though. They just want Bowen to restart in the correct spot.
We're going to get a wipe down, but I don't think that's why the initial whistle was blown. I think the issue is they put both penalties on the clock, and only one of them should be up there. As we're going to get a look here at the go-ahead goal for Mimico. Again, Thompson slips through. It's now a one-on-one. Lee beats his guy to the middle. Basically a carbon copy of the Waters goal.
We've seen Mimico score on the crease tonight. We've seen them score on cuts just like that. 11 in the back of the net. As we said, these finals have been a race to 10. 3 away from that are the Northmen.
Yeah, so that's what the issue was, just getting one of those penalties off the board. It's going to be a 5-on-4, 38 seconds in the penalty. So this should be, unless there's a goal or a reset, the last possession of the power play.
It'll work through Spalina as it always does. Matthews now. Whittam makes the save. O'Toole stayed where he was. This one up into the rafters and somehow cleared everything up there and just hopped away from Angus McDonnell.
Yeah, and more importantly, they're going to get another look on the power play here before time expires.
Spalina. That's another one
up in the throat for
fells Whittam to his knees. And they're going to take a sec to check on him here. Begley and Deere looking cage to cage.
Yep, asking each other, how was your civic long holiday? You excited to go back to school? How are things? Whittam with a little smile there. So caught it up in the throat. It's a scary one for goaltenders.
That one is
that hurts.
More on the throat guard than it is up near the shoulder where the first one was.
I know it's his job to do that. Good eat, don't rub it.
Sure. Both goaltenders going to take a chance to go get a drink, and 4 minutes and 50 seconds away from perhaps doing it all again 24 hours from now.
So the first order of business here is to clear. Mimico or Orangeville has the potential to double team, and Cole Teeple is going to sit back here and wait for the penalty to come out. So 8 seconds left, but Mimico's got to find a way to get it over the timeline in that 8 seconds. Do you think about throwing it and letting Roussel try to make a play here? And at least if you lose it, it's on the other side of the floor. Dudemain's just going to run it here. Got to watch out for the double team. He's just going to try to truck stick right through it.
Penalty has expired in behind the play. Dudemain postures up. Moran Weeks alone in the corner. Wants it, gets it. Taking the place of the penalized player is Waters. Back through the middle. Oh, Dudemain crushed. And look out, he went upstairs on Ciapera after being filled in by Bowen.
And Dudemain's going to be frustrated on this because he took a shot right before, but no doubt about it, gets up high on Ciapera. So just a bang-bang play. He cuts through. Can't get it, takes the shot from Bowen there, and then obviously gets right into the head. Again, a bit of a height mismatch there, which makes it hard for Dudemain to avoid that, but that doesn't matter. You get the guy in the head, you get him in the head. Hopefully Ciapera's okay. He's getting treatment done from Mary Lallenset, the great athletic therapist, so hopefully he's okay.
Well,
and another golden opportunity here for Orangeville. This game's not over yet. 4.5 left, 4 goals, and they're going back to the power play.
Only seconds after Kristen Hogden, the trainer from Mimico, forced into action. So we always say, I don't want to say your name, but if I have to, we'd like to know what it is. And unfortunately, in the back-to-back plays, and that's what we always say down the stretch. No injuries, no suspensions. But another penalty, and it is a 5 against Dudemain.
And also Mimico's 2 best players in the penalty box.
Right. Best offensive players, which
Best off, you're right.
They may not need for the rest of the game if they can stand tall back the other way. Matthews to Spalina, his shot off the shoulder of Whittam, ball down. Will it get far enough for Vincent? No, it won't. It's Matthews. Now Deer, Spalina rips from outside off the boards, and
boy, Whittam has seen some rubber in this period. There's no doubt. Feels like basically since the 10-minute mark, Mimico hasn't played a shift of offense. They've taken penalties on the 2 that they have. What a save.
Oh, quick stick for Deer, denied by Whittam. And look out, Vincent in transition again, along with McDonnell. The shot, Aiden McDonnell. It bounces right off O'Toole and will go back the other way.
I don't think you want to shoot those if you're Mimico.
Aiden Long.
You need the time.
For Trey Deer, trying to find the trailer. Whittam comes across to make the stop. A crease call there against Sanderson.
Great play by Cole Begley getting back on the floor for the Mountaineers. This could be another adventure on the clear.
Begley's going to keep it. Gets across in about 7.5 seconds. Little slip. Can't get through Jackman and Bowen. Ball pops free. Spin move here around Jake Spalina. And Angus McDonnell running for cover.
Yeah, they need to give Whittam a breather and their penalty killers a breather.
McDonnell straight down the pipe into the feet there of O'Toole, and look out. What on earth happened here?
Roussel was looking for a Lucy and just slipped. I don't think he hit O'Toole at all.
He slipped into the crease.
O'Toole
slipped forward. Meanwhile, Moran Weeks lost his helmet somehow behind, and we're going to get another wipe down to settle everything out.
And most importantly, as you're going to see, Roussel coming in here looking for a Lucy and then just slips. And then, O'Toole slips on top of him. Moran Weeks loses his bucket in the chaos. The most important scenario is that they called some sort of a violation on Mimico or on Orangeville there, so now it's Mimico ball again. So the opportunity to take 30 more seconds off. Extra important with that obvious man advantage scenario.
I don't know, could it have been dragging Roussel out of the crease by the jersey?
Yeah, right.
2:52 to go. Orangeville needing 4 more. They are on the power play. It is a major power play as well.
So they'll be on the power play unless they score twice until the end of the game. Again, you could score twice on these 5-minute power plays, and it doesn't matter when the goals come. Even if it's within the last 2 minutes of the power play, you can still get another one.
Roussel.
A little bit surprised that Orangeville didn't shut McDonnell there and really make it tough.
He's got it up top.
Got to be careful with the Mimico. Want to get it lower in the zone if possible.
Gonna say Costigan trying to push him over and back. Now Roussel can't break free of Poirier. Still in the stick of Angus McDonnell. Costigan chasing him back. Off the glass. Bouncer comes right back to Moran Weeks. Turns and just at the end of the shot clock got a shot away.
Yeah, that's perfect. Everything except for obviously getting a reset or a goal there. But that's good job execution by Mimico. If you're Orangeville, quickness matters here. Get something quick, try to get a shot off, and then just keep the pressure up.
Matthews to Horseman behind his back. He'll go to Jackman in the corner. Spalina up top, Liam Matthews. And Spalina through the middle, and that one bounces wide. Matthews will have 15 to shoot. Spalina again. Horseman wide open. Spalina not looking for him, goes to the crease where Deer is, and that one did touch Whittam, but it's recovered by Mimico.
Another turnover.
Can't get it past the restraining line though. Horseman to Spalina, inside of 2 minutes, rebound, Jackman, and back-to-back stops from Whittam.
Mimico's exhausted, I think. That's why they're having so much trouble on the clear, running into a double team.
Vincent lost his stick. Jackman up to Deer on the crease.
What a save!
And Whittam bails them out again. Are you kidding me?
Whittam pounding his chest, and so would I. He's been under siege here for the entire third period. Mimico just hanging on here.
McIsaac facing a double team. I think if you're Mimico, you'll take a 30-second clock here.
100% you will.
Rolling it back down towards Moran Weeks. He's facing a triple, now quadruple team. Finally, it pops free, and Elijah Edwards will try.
Under a minute now.
Up to Spalina. It is loud in here.
Mimico's D guys are exhausted.
Spallina rips. How is Whittam not exhausted? Off his arm and into the corner. Now Liam Matthews to Spallina. He tries to shoot through traffic and scores. 4 on the night for Joey Spallina.
So there's that bouncer corner again, and a big face-off here. Obviously, 3 goals in 38 seconds is a lot, but if you get another one right away, then look out. And a timeout by Mimico, I think that's a great call.
Yes.
Some timeouts are for strategy. This one is for exhaustion. They need to just give all their D guys, and especially Whittam, a chance to breathe here.
You see Taguri at the top of your screen getting water. He's been out there most of this period. How about Nate Whittam standing tall? You said it, under siege here in period number 3.
I've been part of some big crowds, some intense nights in this building, Matty. This is right up there at the top with the most raucous I've ever seen here. And we'll talk about tomorrow in 38 more seconds here, as I don't want to broadcast jinx anything. A lot of time left. So Orangeville's got the goalie pulled. Everyone's in the O zone, still on the power play because there was a major by Dudemain.
Only one back is Dylan Sanderson if it gets through Spallina. Spallina will drive back to number 11.
Got to get something quick here for the Northmen.
Now Matthews. Cross to Spallina. Taking a lot of time. Matthews shoots. That's off a leg and up out of play.
Good heat. Don't rub it.
26 seconds to go. Deer to Matthews. Behind the back. Trey Deer shoots. Whittam the stop. Still stays in play. Clock continues to tick. Jackman with it. 15 to go. Matthews gets it tipped away. Liam Matthews. Now with only 10. Fakes. Twist shot. Did it get all the way through? Bouncing in the crease. They're going to fight over it with less than 5 seconds to go, but it's not going to be enough. We'll see you tomorrow.
We might not be done just yet.
Haven't seen a whole lot of this in the series.
Everyone's got to be careful about suspensions here. We're going to play in like 20 hours from now.
No excuse not to be at Tony Rose Arena tomorrow. Game 7 is a 7 p.m. start time. It's going to be packed. It's going to be hot. We got you covered if you can't be there.
The 2 best words in sports, Matty, Game 7. Right? You and I called the first game of this OJLL season in May in Brampton, and we're going to be there for the last one, Game 7. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Don't worry, we're going to Orangeville. 7 p.m. tomorrow, thanks to the 11-8 Mimico Mountaineers victory over the Orangeville Northmen. What a game, what a series. For my partner, Jonathan Donville, our director tonight, Rachel Wolf, Gary Morrison of the JVI Sports Network, and Colleen Grimes of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. My name's Matthew Carrick, saying thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m., Game 7.
Place of